Okay, I'm not even going to run our intro because it's usually awkward and we're just kind of sitting here like for like 2 seconds. We are the LTC from East Tennessee. Welcome back to another episode. We are the most inconsistent group of bitches on NASCAR media. We record when we want to, right? And that's a shame on us. It's the middle of the playoffs. This is what we've all been waiting for all season. We had 26 races to get us to this point, and we covered all 26 races before on a consistent basis, but we can't cover the playoffs consistently, which is okay. So, hey, you're in there too, buddy. You're a part of this as well.
FYI, I'm a low-life son of a bitch who's doing nothing in his life but working. I'm waiting for y'all, and y'all are busy doing other shit, so don't
That's
blame it
fair.
on me.
So, without further ado, it is me, Cody, your host with the most, and I'm joined here by
Jacob Kelly Lewis.
And I am Dalton Ratty Bush, sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Warning, do not give this to me, especially at Talladega Boulevard.
Amen. And honestly, I think the worst part, so we've got to kind of like cram 2 weeks into one. So we're going to spend the next 13 minutes talking about our experience at Talladega. We just recently did it on chairgating with our boys Rattlesnake and Dakota. Me and Jacob went on there. Dalton will be on there soon. I think he's coming up next week at some point on chairgating. So make sure you check them out over there. Let's talk about Talladega. Jacob, we get there. It's a total shit show for me. From like start to finish, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to relive it. I was coming off of a high. I went to see Brooks and Dunn in concert in Travis Tritt. It was a hell of a time. Drove right on through from Raleigh, picked Jacob up, and we headed to Alabama. We had a long-ass car ride, which was fun as shit. I would never take that car ride back. It was just a good old time. We get there. It's chaos from start to finish. I ended up getting kicked off the boulevard. I made Dalton chug and Mike's harder before we even got on the boulevard, and this man was absolutely fucked out of his mind. This poor woman wishes us safe travels. We're driving by her. We got like 13 guys in the back of a Dodge Ram, and this woman says, "Y'all be safe tonight." And I'm 99% sure it was Dalton.
I think
it was just like me.
It was 100% you. Fuck
it
you,
was
Dalton.
Not me.
It was you.
It was not.
That was your voice.
It was not
you.
me. It was not me. That had to be the Sundays for NASCAR boys.
I was back there with them.
We didn't know no one back there.
It came from the cab. It came from the cab. That's all I can say.
I swear it was Jacob.
No, it wasn't.
I was pretty much sitting on Jacob's lap.
Dude,
I literally was the one that said, like, who just thrashed that poor woman that was telling us to be safe?
No, it was Dakota. It was Dakota. I know it was Dakota.
It was not Dakota. 1,000,000%. It was not Dakota.
Do you remember what happened? Do you even remember what was going on?
Do you remember?
I remember it. Painstakingly, I remember it all.
It was not me.
I
can confirm it was not me. I'm sorry.
So we had it. We went to Dega. We did the damn thing. What's up, Callista? What's up, Jesse? Thanks for stopping in. So let me give you a backstory. Okay, I'll at least explain it. We're rolling to the boulevard. For those of you who are not familiar with what the boulevard is, that is the party that takes place on the infield of Talladega after the races. Saturday night, everybody rolls in there. It's crazy. There's a lot of things you can't speak on that we all experience. Well, that Jacob and Dalton experienced. I experienced an early bedtime.
You know, the only thing I can say about the Talladega Boulevard is it's the Mardi Gras of NASCAR.
It is. Take that however you definitely want to take some beads with you on the boulevard. That's all I can say. Play with it however you want to. Come to whatever conclusion you want to come to with that one. But think of Mardi Gras and beads. So
you learned that quick.
I did not. But anyway, we are on our way inside. We have our campsite had 12 guys, give or take.
You probably so, yeah.
So we all pile into one vehicle. So you got 5 people sitting in the cab, and then the other 6 or 12, however many people, 6, 7, 8, are in the bed of the truck. We are rolling, cruising, having a good time. Everybody's been pre-gaming, right? We did have a responsible driver, so don't think we're doing anything wrong. We had a very responsible driver. So we roll on through, and one of the Talladega workers sitting at the gate when they kind of like wave you on through said, "Y'all be safe." Just a nice little older woman. And then somewhere from our vehicle, you just hear, "Fuck you!"
Someone drugged this poor lady through concrete.
That was
And,
not me.
Dude,
and it
everybody in the
99 point-
it was nobody in the bed of the truck because we all died laughing. Like, we were all surprised.
Because we were
Wait
like,
a
what
minute.
asshole in our group just made us look like punks? That's
No,
that's
wait.
what we've said.
I know what happened. Someone in the truck bed screamed F. Kyle Busch, and I replied back to that. It wasn't meant for the woman, but
Well, then that timing was impeccable. And there it was. So finally, we have came to the findings that it was in fact Dalton the whole time.
It was Dalton.
So we can lay that one to bed. Even though he did not mean it and he did not throw it at that woman, the timing was impeccable, and she definitely was like, "Okay, fuck y'all too."
at least you didn't see me.
Nobody could have missed you though in all of your Kyle Busch gear.
I-
I've never
I-
seen anybody wear a Kyle Busch tank top before. I didn't even know they made those.
I blame it on the mics.
I just was so worried after that because that was the entrance that we passed
Well,
wasn't
hey-
the same entrance that we went into the boulevard, and I was like, we're going to roll up and she's going to see that fucking truck and then she's going to say, you know what, fuck you, you're not getting in, and then I was immediately going to kill Dalton.
Hey,
Wait,
we'll
hey,
get
go-
there.
go-
We'll get there.
go back-
We'll get there.
Go back to the Callista's comment real quick. Hey, Callista, if it was a Chase Elliott fan, it's all right.
Here we go. All right. You know what? But we're still in Talladega. So we get to
Yeah.
the race, right? So in her experience at Bristol, she came out a fan of a driver. Big time
Calista?
fan. Yep. She has a new
Calista?
driver and she's all in on them. And it's Kyle, but it ain't Busch.
Damn it.
Is it Larson?
Yeah, who
Fucking
else?
hell.
Damn it, Callista, you're so close.
So close, but yet so far. So anyway, we go there. We get there on Sunday. It rained. Sad, disappointing, devastated. Drive home pissed off. But on Monday, because I've not gotten to preach on this one yet. On Monday, we saw Bubba Wallace get his first career Cup win. He got himself where he needed to be. Everybody knew the rain was coming. Bubba forces a third line, drives it up, puts some nasty blocks on Brad, and just absolutely made my entire weekend worth it all. Bubba Wallace is now a Cup Series winner, and we have a whole lot of momentum going into the next season. Super stoked. I cried. I stood in front of the TV in total awe during the entire red flag, just waiting for them to call it. And damn it, they called it, and Bubba has a win now. Fuck the haters. Fuck anybody who thinks that he didn't deserve that win. It was rain shortened regardless. They put trucks out there and tried to draw. Rain came again. They lost the track the same way they did Sunday. I would have loved to seen a race go all the way 100%, but guess what? That doesn't happen all the time. And most of the time, this does happen at super speedways where it's a rain shortened race. But guess what? Eric Almirola's done it. Junior's done it. I think Eric Jones has a rain shortened win at some point. I mean, it was just a spectacle. It's great for the sport. It was historical. Bubba earned it. Bubba deserved it. Fuck all the haters. If you don't like Bubba for any other reason other than you just don't like him as a driver, fuck you. And that's where I'll leave it. Shout out Bubba.
I'll sit here and say it was interesting to sit there and hear Cody's reactions. I actually have some of the text messages that Cody sent me during the red flag because Cody was texting me and he was saying, "Hey," I said, "Hey, I think that Bubba is going to." I said, "I think he got it. Front stretch is fucking wet," and I said. And then he said, "Now is when they should." Let's see. You said it's definitely over. There's lightning, and I'm just sitting there, and we're texting back and forth. And I didn't respond after the lightning message, and I said, "How's it feel that your boy won at Talladega?" And you didn't respond, but
Dude, because literally for the rest of that day, I was just unclass. I literally went and bought a Dr. Pepper and ate McDonald's.
We all went to McDonald's, let's be honest. And I gotta say, the lines at McDonald's were pretty long.
I noticed that too.
I wonder why.
So listen, actually, during the race, so I went and we're in the middle of like reconstruction and remodeling in my living room. So I didn't get to watch Talladega at my house. I went to my fiance's house. And like during it, like her mom knows I'm a Bubba fan. And she's like, hey, if your guy wins, I get something for free from McDonald's. And I'm like, I hope you get something for free. Like I do. I hope you get that. So McDonald's apparently does some kind of award for their rewards members if Bubba wins.
That's pretty cool.
And think about like so people are pissed off about it. Boo-hoo. Suck it up. I don't care about you. I don't even like you. Okay? So much publicity was brought to the sport last week. So much publicity. Bubba was on Today talk shows. Bubba was being tweeted at by every major company. Every like prominent black athlete was tweeting at Bubba Wallace, congratulating him. Yeah, and that's big. That is a national, like an international sport that has a bigger reach than NASCAR will ever have. Throwing some of the spotlight on NASCAR. There was no flaw, no downside. There was nothing bad about Bubba winning from a marketing standpoint, a business standpoint, and even as a fan. If you are a true blue NASCAR fan, you love racing, you root for Bubba Wallace in one way or another. Because he started at the bottom. He's worked his way up to where he's at now. And now Michael Jordan, his team owner. I mean, it's just, there's so much right there with Bubba. Bubba carries so much weight for NASCAR. And people want to like brush it off or try to make it something racial. Bubba brings so much to the sport beyond just being a driver. It's incredible. The amount of money that Bubba brings in, the marketing value, everything with Bubba and him winning, it could not have been a better win for NASCAR this season.
Can I be honest with you? I didn't really see that much hate for a Bubba win last Monday, to be honest with you. I logged on Twitter, majority of the people I saw were happy. The only mad people I saw was on Facebook, but luckily it was down that day.
See, I did see a lot of heat on Twitter. I genuinely did. I wasn't looking for it. I avoided social media because I was like, I just want to enjoy my boys win first and foremost. Like, I don't care what any hater has to say.
I mean,
but definitely Facebook is where 98% of it was.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, and obviously.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, when that happens, I mean, just ignore it. You know, let the man celebrate. Let his fans celebrate. Let him have fun. You know, I mean, it was a big day for NASCAR.
It was a big weekend for NASCAR.
I mean, yeah. Three first winners. Yeah. Not one, not two, but three.
But three. And listen, here's one thing I do want to say. I'm super open and vocal about where I stand on a lot of things. I don't care what political side you're on, but I hate that Brendan Brown didn't get to celebrate his win. I do hate that. Genuinely. I mean, I hate that.
To be fair, it is getting publicity. I mean, it is.
In all the wrong ways.
Well, I understand that, but publicity is publicity. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of sponsors out of that. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of attention out of that. I mean,
the craziest thing that I seen was there was a lot of like these right-wing podcasts that had started making shirts called "Let's Go Brandon," and that fucking pissed me off because I'm like, stay in your fucking lane, dipshits. You talk about politics, don't come into my sport and try to fucking profit off of this with your fucking.
I think that's what frustrates me the most is speaking on Bubba's behalf, right? Because this was a perfect weekend for this whole like thing to come full circle. People hate Bubba because he brought politics into NASCAR, but yet we're yelling stupid shit in the stands. That's what gets me, right? It's just you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's where I stand. Dalton, you know I love you.
Well,
I know what your pastime is.
No, I'm just saying publicity is publicity at least. But I mean,
hey, listen, I'm literally a communications major. Like I get it and I agree.
Well, like what Brett Griffin said on Door Bumper Clear, he said, you know, he called like for the What an Idiot segment, he brought out the idiots who made those chants, like, and they were the same people that, of course, were saying keep my politics out of NASCAR, and he was like, was it funny? I mean, yes, but still, you're the same damn people that say this.
Now, listen, and I do want to say, I love my boy Vince, because Vince is the one who got all that started. I love Vince, and I've talked to Vince about it. It's just me where I stand. I disagree. I think in that moment we should just let Brandon enjoy his win. That's literally it. Like, if people want to chant that until their face turns blue when we're halfway through the race, fucking do it, because that's the beauty of this country. We have our freedom of speech and our freedom of opinion, and we can criticize our public office leaders, right? That is one of the beauties of this fantastic country. But I just wish that Brandon could have just like been able to enjoy his first ever win without any kind of extra drama.
Well, you know what could have helped him celebrate this win? Stop the finish line interviews.
That's what the company, but so that's where it gets a little murky. Raise your hand if you enjoy the finish line interviews. Go ahead right now. Raise your hand.
Screw them, dude.
Right. So let me tell you, from the perspective of somebody who is with somebody who just recently started watching NASCAR, okay? Summer did not know really about the victory lane interviews. And from her perspective, she actually said that she prefers them doing it on the finish line.
That's a
and so because we hold that, because that's what we grew up with, right? We know victory lane interviews, how incredible it is, a driver spraying his coat, right? And getting like just doused in Gatorade by his team and the confetti flying and the interviewer with the raw emotion, right? They're with their team. But new coming fans who have only seen the victory lane interviews, they love them the way we love victory lane interviews.
You know what? I can honestly understand that, because it's what you grow up with. It's what you like grow with the sport with. So
and every issue we have with NASCAR is because of our nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Get like calling fucking penalties on certain people, but other than that,
oh yeah,
we'll get to that in a second.
Hell far, that happened back in the day too, though.
I know, and it makes me so fucking mad every time it ever happens.
Yeah, so actually, that's a really good point, and I'll be the first one to stand behind that. I'll be the first one to stand behind that, because I got flamed both outcomes. No matter what, I get flamed either way. Because both of those are my two boys. Dude. So, I mean, I got the shit into the stick on both sides. So, Ryan, I agree with you 1,000,000%.
Dude, I feel like I'd be more safe going to a racetrack as a Bubba fan than a Kyle Busch fan. Let me just, because of all the times I got harassed at Talladega, I could afford Jeff Bezos' mansion right now if I had a penny for every Chase Elliott fan that yelled, "Here, Kyle Busch!" but no teeth on their lips. So, listen. I've been to multiple racetracks this year, and I've worn my Bubba gear to every single track in one point or another. And every racetrack, someone has tried to have a political conversation with me. Oh, really?
Yep. I love Bubba. I love what he does out on the track, but he just needs to leave it on the track. And I'm like, okay, that's easy to say, white boy. Like, that's easy for us to say. And, you know, like I said, I don't want to get too political, but all I'm saying is I think that people need to get over it and accept the fact that Bubba won fair and square, and he did the sport an absolute service and a favor, because Bubba winning is so big for the sport. It is incredibly huge. For a company that's trying to show that they are way more inclusive than they have been in history, showing that NASCAR is making the strides to become more inclusive, I think Bubba winning is just an absolutely great look for a sport, especially with Michael Jordan, the most famous athlete of all time, being his team owner. It's an incredible look for the sport.
It is. It's incredible. I mean, obviously, I've been paying attention to the sport for a long time, and I've seen Bubba. I was watching Bubba when he came in the Truck Series, and to see him now getting that first win, I mean, really, there's only, I think that's pretty much what the three trio to get a win, because you got Blaney and Elliott, and now you got Bubba grabbing that win. So these guys that we grew up with, kind of watching them, supporting them, now they're in victory lane, and Bubba was the last one to get it done. So,
and he got it done. Even if Bubba never wins again, God forbid, Bubba never wins again, he will always be in NASCAR history books as a Cup Series winner.
And he even said that in Countdown to Green today. He said, if I were to be gone right now and I'd have a win in the bag, that'd be fine with me. And yeah, I'm really happy for Bubba. You know, Cowboys Motorsports alumni. I wanted to see him successful. And to be honest with you, I was worried about him after he did leave Cowboys Motorsports. Cody, you might know more than I do, but I want to know why he left Cowboys Motorsports because
A good offer from Roush.
I thought that was a mistake.
But I mean, so let's say because at that point,
I thought his career was about to be over.
Right, and that honestly, and that was fair, and it almost was. It genuinely almost was because of that. I think had Bubba stuck around and drove for Kyle Busch 1 or 2 more years in the trucks, I think Bubba would have been a truck champion. Therefore, solidifying him a spot and a ride with JGR in the Xfinity Series. And then I guarantee you right now, had Bubba stayed on the KBM JGR route, I think Bubba would be the one in the 20 car right now.
Dude, he ran good at the Gibbs Xfinity for the races he ran.
He did. But Roush offers a lot of money, and I think you're a young guy. Somebody throws a shit ton of money at you. I don't care who you are. You're going to definitely be like, that's a lot of money.
But they hardly had any sponsorship, though.
And that's what killed that program eventually, right?
Time at Jeske wrecking all their cars every week.
And that'll do it too.
Yeah.
But you had Bubba, lose that ride. That was around the same time as Ryan Reed lost all of his. So that was just a rough time for Ford in the Xfinity Series, Roush specifically. But Bubba bounced back, gets signed by Richard Petty Motorsports, and then what does he do? His first race, his first full-time season,
runner-up finish.
Right. So I mean, like immediately, if anybody thinks that Bubba's not like a guy who is a force to be reckoned with on restrictor plate races, go back and watch like the last 6 restrictor plate races, and you're going to see Bubba leads laps there. He is an incredible restrictor plate racer, and he proved that when he jumped out of line and brought that 3rd line up.
You just had to wait for him to get to a good team.
Right, and I don't think 2311 is there yet by any means. I mean,
think about it. This win is going to give them a lot of momentum. It's going to make their cars go faster, I think. And Kurt Busch is going to be there to help out a lot.
I think what a lot of people forget to realize is that 2311 is literally the 95 team from last year in new uniforms.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
what?
Exactly. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Me and Dad, we froze our balls off that race. And we watched it. It was fun to see, bro.
Let's see. Oh, he did. Bubba performed well enough in that car with Roush, but Roush was just on the tail end of their Xfinity career, right? I mean, that was obvious. Like I said, Dalton, I agree with you fully. Bubba should have stuck around with KBM. I am never going to disagree with you on that.
I just thought that was a mistake. I don't know, you already said, but I thought that was a huge mistake. I wanted him to develop there. I wanted him to have more time there. And
imagine if Kyle Busch would have just like put him up and under his arm. And he's like, let me show you how to be that guy. Let me teach you.
Missed opportunity.
It was, but I think for the greater good, I think Bubba took the route he needed to take for himself. And now look at him. I mean, he's pretty much with JGR now. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, but.
So Bubba won. Hell yeah.
There you go.
And also in a driver pool, I had Tate Fogelman. And that happened. So,
that would kind of piss me off.
Dude, I'll take it. Jacob had John in that same driver's pool. I had Fogelman.
I was screaming for John, and then he got spun. I was sitting there with John on the floor.
I said it too. I was like, Tate is the only guy up here who has absolutely nothing to lose. He's going to win.
Yeah, we're sitting there on the pit road because we had pit road passes, and we're sitting there, and we're watching the pack come through. And I see John edge out. And I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to actually win a bet. Because if you followed me on Twitter or on this podcast, you know that I don't usually win bets. Very rarely does that happen. Which is probably a sign to stop betting. But we see I see the 4 edging out above the 0 or the 12. It's a 12 truck, right? That's what he was driving. He drove the 12 truck. And
number 12, baby.
Yeah. And he I just see the 4 go around, and the spot where we were at, we couldn't see the start-finish line, and I knew that John didn't win. So I zip around, and me and Cody start watching the screen, and I see the fucking 12 go across the finish line first sideways. And I just looked at Cody and I said, I cannot fucking believe that just happened. And Cody won money. Hey, but you know what? After your weekend, I'm glad.
I deserved it, right?
You did. You deserved it.
You were in the running for 1,000, so I deserved my 50.
Yeah, but I knew with Briscoe. Shout out Dale Tanhart for putting that on. Honestly, it was fun. When I got Briscoe, I was like, this is bad. Briscoe's a fantastic racer. I wouldn't really go and put him as a great super speedway racer, and he lasted a pretty good while, but ended up getting taken out. So it is what it is. I didn't win the grand, but Talladega was fun. I'm sad we didn't get to watch it in person.
Well, shout out to Chase Briscoe and Marissa for finally having a kid.
Yes,
dude, fan fucking tastic.
But Talladega, I was so depressed that we had to leave, man. I couldn't go back. We had to go and work very next day. But I am going back next year, twice. I already renewed my tickets for April. So if you guys want to join, I'll already be there. Me and Dakota both did. My whole group chat, a different group chat is all going. That's when we're planning our first official trip with everybody together. So you guys are welcome to join. Come hang out with us. Probably going to camp at the same spot as well.
Hell yeah.
I want to go big. If I go back to Talladega, I'm going big.
Dude, I'm doing Bristol Dirt and Dega 2 weeks in a row next year.
I don't hate that. I think it's Martinsville, Bristol, Dega.
Richmond's after Martinsville, isn't it?
Is it? I thought they switched it around.
I can look real quick.
I might do Martinsville, Richmond, Bristol.
Oh,
I want to go to Atlanta too.
Oh, yeah, I want to go back to Atlanta.
Listen, I went to both Atlanta races this year. I have to just keep going to Atlanta forever now.
It depends. It depends on what the new reconfiguration looks like.
I kind of want to be there just for the first. I mean, this will be the first time running on that track in those cars, right? It's just it's a recipe for disaster, and I want to be there for it.
If it sucks, I'm not going ever again. But if it's actually good, I might come for that.
Can you imagine how fast they're going to be though on a mini Talladega? We're going to see 195 miles per hour, and you're not changing my mind.
Well, the drivers are not like it at all. Like usually, when the drivers say they don't like it, it always ends up being right.
Hey, listen, I'm a NASCAR fan. I don't care what the drivers have to say. I'm the one who pays. I sign their checks.
Oh, wait, no, Cody, you're right. It's Richmond, Martinsville, Bristol Dirt.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. Because I think I already had it mapped out. I need to get the entire schedule. I'm going to highlight the dates that I might go to.
I was going to try.
Shout out, Mom.
Oh, hey, Debbie. Oh, by the way, new phone, who dis?
Oh, man. Hey, look at us. We are evolving, Dalton.
After 4 long years with no upgrade.
Dude, same. I have the iPhone 8 still, so I get it.
I had a 6.
Dude, is it not just insane, the upgrade? The quality is, yeah, Jacob, you'll get there one day, buddy.
Samsung piece of shit.
Did you know, here's a fun fact. Talking Stock with Teens released their annual study, and 87% of teenagers 13 to 18 or 13 to 20 own iPhones. Jacob, you are in the 13% of the generation right below us.
You know, my mom would not let me have an iPhone until I started working.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have an Android?
No, I had one.
Just like a straight flip phone?
I could not get an iPhone or a smartphone until I had to get a
that
job.
also shows how old we are. Because having a smartphone back when we were younger, you were the shit if you had a smartphone when you were 16.
And my little sister, my mom let my have a little sister have an iPhone way before she got a job. But me and my big sister, we had to wait till we got a job.
Yep.
Which pisses me off.
Dude, each, if you're the oldest, the next sibling, you're envious of how easy they had it. But the baby of the family is just absolutely cakewalked. Jacob, I know you get it right now with your little sister.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
My little brother could pull out a shotgun, shoot somebody in the head, and my mom would be like, oh, he didn't mean to do it. He's okay.
So I have a
I
funny.
think I think it just goes with being the firstborn because I feel like the firstborn always gets it a little bit harder than the next ones to come. So
Funny story before we move on. This was my big sister's freshman year in high school. Her name's Madison, okay? My little sister's name is Olivia. So me and Olivia are still in middle school. We have to wait an hour after my big sister Madison goes to high school.
What is your age gap?
I'm 2 years younger than Madison, and Olivia is I'm 98. Olivia was 2003, so I think 5 years.
Okay, I got you.
So my big sister Madison's late for the bus, and she runs out, trips over the stairs, and like bends her fingers backwards, and she's screaming bloody murder. Like her fingers are like bent all the way back.
They're just fucking broken.
And she comes screaming in the house, Mom, Mom, Mom. And my mom thought it was Olivia. And she goes like, Olivia, what's wrong? And Madison goes like, I tripped over and I bit my fingers back. And Mom was like, oh, just go sit on the couch. I'll get some ice on it.
Yeah. Now let the youngest do it, and they're like rushing them to the hospital, but stopping and buying them like a brand new TV on the way there, right?
Oh yeah.
So wait, Dalton, are you saying you have two sisters? You have a older sister and a younger sister?
I do.
I thought you only have one, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I got two, man. Unfortunately.
You know, Debbie, I had a flip phone for a while. I'll just say that for a while.
He just got the smartphone last week.
Yeah.
The babies of the family are absolutely cradled. And I think all of us can agree on that.
A guy I work with still has a flip phone.
I just now got it. Yep, I had 3 girls.
Daltina, come back.
What did you
Daltina.
call me? What did you just call me?
I
heard that. I heard that. That's it. You lost your wing privileges.
No.
Yeah, bitch.
No, Daddy good. He already invited me over for some wings.
No, he didn't.
You did. That was recorded.
No, I canceled the invitation just now.
You can't. Nope. Once the invitation was out, I already RSVP'd it
No.
and put it back in the mail.
No, you're on your own, pal.
I already put it in the mail. So,
Holy shit.
anywho, Roval.
Oh boy.
Oh, the Daddy good invite trumps the Dalton good invite. Bottom line.
Dad, I hate you.
I love you, Daddy good. So, Roval, Xfinity, I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't either. Well, yeah, I was watching college football, so.
Yeah, see that I was at a football game physically. Shout out my ETSU Bucks. We are 6-0, baby. Running that SoCon conference.
Go Bugs.
Top 15 in the nation in FCS.
You beat
Shout out.
You beat Vanderbilt,
Godspeed.
thank you.
We did. Godspeed, go Bucks. Anyway, go ahead, Jacob. This is all you.
Yeah, so the Xfinity Series race, it happened. Daniel Hemrick was really, really fast. Looked like he was going to get his first win. Of course, that didn't happen. Bad luck struck again.
Gasp.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he had a great running car. The thing about these road courses now is
Can
that
I
we have
stop? Can I interject right here?
You can.
No.
Will Daniel Hemrick ever win in the Xfinity Series? Genuine, like no meme,
Yeah.
all joking aside, will he?
Yes.
This season, or will it happen with Colleague?
I think next.
I'm thinking this season.
Next.
Okay. I honestly, like, I'm really neutral about it. I just wanted to ask, like, from a journalistic perspective.
Yeah, I think this season Daniel will get a win with that 18 team. It's going to happen.
He has to at some point. There's no way he'll get winless.
Yeah, I noticed him. He was fast. Of course, Cindric was fast. Of course, Dinger was fast. You know, these are the guys you expect to be running up front. Someone who surprised me right off the bat was Justin Allgaier.
Would Daniel Hemrick be the better Mark Martin than Mark Martin if he never wins in the Xfinity Series? Because Mark Martin obviously had success in the Xfinity Series, right?
Yeah.
But would he be like the Mark Martin, the true Mark Martin of the Xfinity series? Just so many like second place finishes, no win.
I don't think so. I think to even be considered Mark Martin, you have to at least win.
Yeah.
So if he wins,
Do you though? Because we always say like the next Mark Martin because of finishing second. So is Mark Martin even a Mark Martin? Because he was a winner. Let that marinate for a minute and go ahead, Jacob. Sorry, that was just a funny thought.
you're good. That's what I was going to say. The road courses, I've noticed something kind of interesting. So now it seems like that these stage breaks, these road courses, people will take a pit road strategy pretty much right before pit road closes, go and get their tires, and then they'll come out up front, which really throws off the order. So
are we a fan of this new strategy that's came to play because of stages?
I'm not, because here's the reason why.
Hey Dalton, quit watching porn.
The best car.
I'm looking up some old pics from the Talladega Boulevard. Just give me a sec.
The best
reminiscent on better days.
I'm also trying to like retweet so we can get viewers.
And
so
Jacob's like, can I please get this thought out?
I was just going to say, no, I'm not a fan of it because the best cars don't usually get up front, because you get all these people that stay out on tires, out in front, they work their way. I get some.
So I'm gonna talk for a second while Jacob's doing his lag out. When he comes back, I'll throw him right back over. I too also disagree with my preference of them green flag pitting with a lap to go or 3 laps to go in the stage. I think that it does kill competition a little bit because, for example, you could have a let's think back, like a Joe Graff Jr. stay out for track position and then end up stacking up the field because he spins his tires because they're a little bit older than the guys behind him. I do hate the new strategy of pitting before pit road closes.
Can we stop to read it? Let me read Bubba Wallace's tweet real quick. Not even Halloween yet. We already talked about Christmas. God bless all y'all.
Dude, literally, my sister was like, I'm decorating for Christmas today. And I was like,
it's October, bro.
Halloween's a dumb holiday. I'll come out and say it.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's not. Halloween is such a historical holiday.
Cody,
So
play
dumb.
that clip. Play that clip. Now. Hurry.
I'm trying to find it. That was the worst take that has ever been said on this fucking podcast.
There you go.
It's not a bad take.
That was literally that takes the new cake as the worst fucking take that has ever been said on this fucking podcast.
You made Parv look good.
It's just a dumb holiday.
You just made Parv look like a fucking Larry Mack when it comes to NASCAR knowledge.
Don't ever disrespect Halloween like that again. Ever.
Halloween is such a good fucking holiday. Not only because of all the spooky shit and the scary movies and just the aura that Halloween brings, but also the fucking history that it brings. That is some absolutely like fucking pagan witchery shit. And it is such a good fucking we put out jack-o'-lanterns to protect ourselves from getting possessed by fucking demons. How badass can it get? Exactly. Don't you ever disrespect fucking Halloween in my presence ever again.
Valentine's Day is the dumbest holiday, so don't compare.
Facts. Yeah, I got to spend $600 to prove to my girl that I love her because I treat her like shit year round. Guess what? On Valentine's Day, I usually don't do a lot because I feel like I do a good enough job.
Single life, baby. Woo.
Yeah, Dalton ain't got to spend shit.
I'm going to keep it that way. Anyways, continue, Jacob, with your EFT.
You know what was the best part about all of that was half of me was like joking, half of me was kind of serious, but most of me knew that this was going to set most of the people on this podcast off. So, thank you for that like 3 minutes. That was great.
Can I get a fuck you, Jacob, for your bad opinions in the chat?
Let's hear
it. But anyway, go ahead. We're talking about the Roval, the Xfinity series.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we are. This is all you.
Oh yeah. We were talking about. I agree with you on the pit strategies. I think it's kind of dumb because you pretty much have to decide whether you want stage points or whether you want to be in contention to win the race, and that's to me is just kind of crazy. Obviously, Allmendinger is always a pretty strong contender at these races. But I mean, it was an all right race. I mean, Allgaier had some damage at the very beginning and was able to race his way up into the pack with that damaged car. Ty Gibbs, we've seen him run well again. He come back in the 54 car. I assume he's probably going to be in the 18 next year. I mean, it was a pretty interesting race. I'll be honest with you. This is one of the first few weekends, though, that the Cup Series was more exciting than the Xfinity Series. So crazy. I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but the Xfinity Series had the second best race of the weekend. That is not normal. Oh, come on, Debbie.
Heidi don't like the mics. Look.
Get your dog drunk on camera.
She's like, Dad, no. Dad, please.
Get your dog fucked up on camera, Dalton.
With mics harder. I think that would just be actual like animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. PETA enters the chat. What the fuck are you doing?
Now I have given my dog beer before. I'll admit it. He loves it. Yeah. He absolutely loves beer. But anyway, so Xfinity was good from the highlights that I watched. Go ahead.
I got it out.
Okay. So I think that based on highlights, Xfinity was all right. AJ Allmendinger is just an absolute monster, right? This is not the AJ Allmendinger that we all grew up with. I don't know about y'all. I feel like Jacob at least will agree with me. Dalton, I think you will too. I didn't like AJ Allmendinger when I was a kid. I thought he was kind of like a jerk, right? Like on the track. Like you're just out there. You're kind of a roadblock. And he was a jerk.
I thought he was an overrated road course racer in the Cup Series.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I knew he was a great road racer. Like I always knew that. And it's hard to tell what he would have done with Penske if that stuff didn't happen. But
you know, people are always like it, at least like from let's say 2009 to 2012. Look out for AJ Allmendinger this weekend. And like, okay, we're looking out and he's like in 15th.
He was always overhyped every time.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Every
and I thought that
time.
I thought his personality was bad. I didn't like him as a kid, like as a driver. And then, you know, he's dominated the Roval the last couple of years, but this is his first full-time season back. And I was a little hesitant on it. I was like, I mean, it's AJ Allmendinger, right? But this season, he's proved himself to me. He seems so much more mature. I honestly like AJ Allmendinger now.
Dinger has definitely proven to me that he is a championship driver in the right equipment. I mean, let's be honest. What did Dinger come into the sport with?
Right.
Richard Petty Motorsports, Red Bull Racing. He got an opportunity at Penske, but he didn't get to showcase what he had. So now he's with Colleague, and he's advocated to run the Xfinity Series next year. So I mean, he's really wanting to run that again, which I think is a good move on his part. He didn't want to take anything from Justin Haley, who's been with Colleague for a while. Justin's been there. He deserves it.
Right. And let's be fair. Like, if you're building a team, you want to go for, obviously, the younger guy. Mm-hmm. Is AJ most likely going to get you a win? For sure. Yes, he proved it. I mean, regardless of whether you think that he deserved the Indy win or not, he won. And he ran well today until he blew up, which goes back to their new Cup team. So, like, if they're going to, give their foundation, I think that Justin Haley or even Jeb Burton, for example, would be, like, who you would want to lay your foundation with versus an older guy like Dinger.
Yeah, I mean, and Dinger said it at Bristol. I mean, we were there live, and he said, "Hey, I'm almost 40. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just here having fun, and that's what he's doing. But he's also getting great wins. I mean, what was that? His 5th or 6th win this season?
I think it was his 5th.
His fifth win this season. I mean, he's obviously good. I mean, he's a favorite for the championship for him, and we got a few more races to see what happens before then. But AJ is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, we can tell that. I mean, it's him. To me, right now, it's him, Cindric, Allgaier, and that's the fourth one is going to be the weird one.
That's what it usually is.
Yeah, I mean, usually we do see like a 3-man, like true battle, right? Like going into last year's championship race, I'll use the Cup for example. Like Denny wasn't the guy that anybody was really like looking out for too much.
Yep.
Because like him and Harvick both fell off in the playoffs last year. So when Denny made it based on, Harvick trying to wreck Kyle and wrecking himself, like you kind of knew that Denny maybe wouldn't be as big of a contender. But also it was the same case for Brad too, who finished, nobody ever talks about. He finished 2nd points last year.
Yep. And guess what? Brad moved on today. I never thought I would say it.
So I feel like that's a good segue
into
the Cup Series.
Oh,
What a day. What an absolute day. It was wild and it was crazy. But
oh my! I knew it.
Get the fuck out of here.
But anyway,
I knew it.
Sorry.
My
Just
God!
had to
You
stretch.
did that the whole time.
Just had to stretch a little bit.
God Almighty!
What a day we had today.
I'll fucking do it again.
The race starts, and honestly, I love the Roval. Genuinely, I adore the Roval. A lot of people like Dalton shit on it.
Because it sucks.
And what?
Yeah, you heard me.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
It shouldn't have to come to turning mile-and-a-half tracks into Rovals.
That was the worst take that has ever been said on this fucking podcast.
It's a good take.
The Roval is such a gem of a track. And let me tell you why. This was race number 4 with the Roval. Nobody still has figured out the Roval, right? We have clear-cut winners for Watkins Glen. We have clear-cut winners for Sonoma. I can't really use any more just like for historical reasons. But with the Roval, just like a lot of the new road courses we ran this season, which everyone was new. Shout out, Dalton's getting messed up on he's chugging the mics now.
Just here so I don't get fined.
So that was a good answer with that being my mom. That was that literally could not have been a better answer. So we have this road course that is just balls to the wall, full of excitement. If you weren't setting on the edge of whatever platform you were setting on for this race in stage 2 and 3, and hell, even stage 1 was exciting. If you weren't just like, what is happening? Then you were not watching the same race as me, because this was the funnest race that I think that I've watched all season.
Every time we go to the...
It was a good race. I just hate the Roval. Sorry, go ahead.
Every time we go to the Roval, we get great finishes and great racing. There has never been a moment that we never win. And you can go back to the history books. The first race, Ron Blaney wins the very first race when Jimmy Johnson takes out Truex in a last lap attempt to get that final win.
The next year, Chase drives into a fucking wall. He wins.
2018 was the only good Roval race, in my opinion.
Dude, I love the Roval. I love to run on the Roval in video games. I love to watch the Roval. Dude, listen, when it comes to NASCAR heat, you could ask Jacob, you could ask Coop, you could ask Parv. I own the Roval. My
Yeah.
braking in the Roval, like I literally pull like 10-second leads.
Well, you're a Chase Elliott fan, so that's why.
That's exactly why, because Chase Elliott owns the Roval. You know what else Chase Elliott owns? Property in Harvick's brain for rent free.
Okay.
Oh, this should be
so
interesting.
I guess we can go ahead and go into that because that was kind of like the big thing that happened. So there was a moment. I'm getting before the actual incident happened. There was a moment when Chase made a pass on Kevin Harvick, and we saw Harvick. It was on live television. Harvick goes and pretty much runs right in the back bumper of Chase, gets him a little upset. They run down into the corner. They get through the turns. Next thing you know, Chase Elliott is completely around with his rear end messed up. They're like, who made the contact? Kevin Harvick made the contact.
When they showed Chase on the fucking wall, I immediately, setting aside of my Kevin Harvick loving fiance, I looked at her with just this face of sadness. And like she made this face I've never seen from her before. But it was like guilt, excitement, sadness for me, and like a sense of fear from me like throwing a fucking can through my TV. Like just this whole exactly. That's what we're getting to. Yeah.
So much for that marriage.
Right. So she just gives me this look, and I'm like, it's Harvick. I was like, Harvick did it. And then they go back and show the replay of Custer hitting Chase. And I'm like, no, there is no shot that they like ran this through like SHR's like line of command. There's no way.
They did.
And then they rewinded a little bit more. And then they show Harvick getting into him at first. I fully believe that Cole Custer hit Chase on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did. Yeah. No, he's 100. That was
Like they
totally
literally, that was a handicap match by WWE standard.
Holy fuck, dude.
It was. That's what made me so much more mad about it. And then in our fucking LTC group chat, I have these 4 fucking Chase haters who were just like, hell yeah, Harvick, go Harvick. We love Harvick in this chat all of a sudden. And then Dalton's like, yeah, I'm a Kyle Busch fan, go Harvick. Everybody hates Chase so much because he's the champion.
I mean, Chase had that coming. You can't say he didn't.
Chase
How?
did kind of
They evened it out at Bristol, bro. They
No.
evened it out.
No.
They did.
No.
They absolutely
No,
did.
you knew
Harvick cuts Chase's tire. Chase comes back, stops him from winning. Suck it up, old man. You're washed up. You got the new wave coming. And the new wave is Chase fucking Elliott.
How long have we known Kevin Harvick, though? We've literally grown up watching Kevin Harvick. He has never been one to just let it go. When they walked out of there, I was like, no, he is not going to let this
But he has
go.
Keelan now, so he has to let it go to set an example for his son.
I'm going to go back to
Give a fuck about
2011.
his kid. He's going to wreck Chase. He literally compared Chase to his own son. Like, that was like his... Like, what the fuck are you doing? You
Father of the year, he's going to wreck his own son.
Yeah. So...
Okay, I got 2... No, go ahead, Jacob. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like what I'm trying to say is like Kevin was obviously going to do it. Now Custer getting into him definitely surprised me. I didn't think the Stuart Haas was going to go double whammy and try to
rubbing
take
is racing. That's why you don't wreck somebody four races later.
But
That's all I'm saying.
Karma happened.
So Kevin Harvick wrecks Chase Elliott, and we all believe that Chase Elliott is out. This is it. I'm sad. I'm sitting there because when it comes to the playoffs, Chase is all I have left. Parv's shit talking Chase Elliott in the group chat. And Parv also has the audacity at the end of the race to say, man, I didn't like that race. That was rough. I just didn't like it. I'm going to whine and whine and whine. You know who should quit whining? Kevin Harvick. So anyway.
The only thing that aggravated me about this race was the piece of sheet metal hanging off of Chase Elliott's car.
Oh,
And he ran around for like 6 laps like that.
Listen,
and
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Huh?
You skipped my story.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm sitting there sad. I was sitting there sad, real sad. And I looked at Summer and I said, fuck Kevin Harvick. And I never say stuff like that. Never. because I try to stay nice about all of our drivers, but in that moment, I was sad as a Chase Elliott fan.
All right, boys.
That's what everybody's saying. No, we're not moving on yet. I said they're sad, and then I hear Chase Elliott has the 7th fastest lap on the track. So, I have to say that. So, Chase Elliott's tail starts flapping. And I'm just like, please. And I looked at somebody and I was like, they're probably going to black flag him. But then I remembered we were on a Roval, which is a road course. And they don't do that because you're not really like endangering other drivers at that moment with your little flappy tail. So, you like it how I covered that base? Because I knew I was about to be attacked. But there's a difference between an oval and a road course. So, and NASCAR also confirmed that no other drivers were in like danger of being hit by that, causing other damage to cars.
Piss off.
Hey, NASCAR said it. NASCAR said it. I don't care what y'all said. NASCAR said it.
In the playoffs is what they want.
Whatever. So, unfortunately, just damn NASCAR gods for making that piece fall off of Chase's car and cause a caution. Now, y'all can take over now. I just wanted to get to that point, like on that whole...
I'm about to go all out on this right here. This is
all you. I'm passing the mic off. I've talked a lot.
Couple things I got to add. Number one, I learned not to mess with Kevin Harvick after 2011 at Darlington. A month later, after Kyle Harvick got into it at Darlington, Harvick was messing with Kyle Busch. And that's what I learned. He don't forget. So Chase had that coming. You can't say he didn't. Number two, I got a list of all the bumper covers that were flying off cars that got penalized. Daytona last year, 2020. Ryan Sieg has to come to pit road. He was receiving the black flag due to rear bumper cover coming off. February 21st of this year, black flag for Ray Byron. His rear bumper cover is falling off. March 2019. Don't know where this was, but black flag being shown for Brandon Jones for bumper cover flapping. So you just can't argue with that. You can't. And now here's one thing. Here's where I go all out here. The reason why I'm not a Chase Elliott fan side with this is because of that horrid fan base that he has. I want to like Chase Elliott so bad, but his fan base, these comments right here that I'm about to read, I'm not going to name drop. You know who you are, but this is why I cannot root for the guy. Here's all the shit. You're not going to believe all the shit I see here. So, first comment, I hope Keelan Harvick gets molested. Here were comments at the race that someone sat next to. Exactly. That's what Dad told me.
Bad take, Daddy Good. Bad take.
No, that's a GFT right there. So, I'm scrolling.
I think NASCAR wanted excitement for that finish more so than they wanted Chase in there per se.
And let's talk about how William Byron got screwed over because of that. I mean, he did. Now, I'm going to finish the comments here. The first comment I just read, in case you didn't hear it, I hope Keelan Harvick gets molested. Yep. Shout out to Ryan Pistana. I guess that's
was that how it started?
Yeah, you can you can name drop that asshole because fuck them.
Was that how that tweet started?
No, it was some anime profile pic again. Just like,
yeah. So, what was that guy's username again?
I kind of don't want to.
You already said it once, so just rewind.
No. I said right.
Oh, what was his name? That was his name?
No, this is the guy who sat next to Chase Elliott fans. I'm just reading
his name. Then yeah, no, don't attack this guy.
No, well, I'll just say he has a list of all the shit Chase Elliott fans said.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So here's the thread. He was scared. He heard him coming. Fuck with the master. You get your ass beat. Piece of shit. FAG deserved it. And last but not least, damn it, he got out. He should have killed his ass. That's your fan base, Cody. That's your group. You see why I hate these assholes? At Dega last week, if I had a penny for every redneck, toothless Chase Elliott fan, cousin loving Alabama fan that came up to me, mind my own business, freak out, bitch. I can afford Jeff Bezos' mansion right now. Okay?
I did witness this.
I mind my own business, not talking shit, and they get in line, literally, and scream, "Hey, fuck yeah, big roll tide!"
Debbie says, sounds like Bush fans, honestly.
No!
That's fair.
But,
That is fair.
It's fair.
But anyway, that's why I hate Chase Elliott. That's why I don't want him to have success. I don't think he should have made it through this round. He should have got penalized. His fans deserved every bit of this.
Okay, so now let me argue this unbiasedly. Why did he deserve not to make it?
Well, first of all, he had it coming at Bristol. It was his fault, I thought.
So he okay, that's the worst. That's the new worst fucking take that's ever been said on this fucking podcast.
Well, no, the most importantly is because of that bumper cover. I just gave a list of all the people that got penalized for the same thing, and if for some reason they don't.
Where were they penalized?
Well, 2 of them were at Daytona, but I feel like one of them was Bristol.
And what do those tracks have in common?
Short tracks and super speedways?
Yeah, I mean, what do they have in common, though? Like, generalized. Everybody's right there together. Right? Had Chase, I firmly do believe this, had Chase been in the pack racing in, like, 12th place, and there's cars all around him, and his bumper was flapping like that, I think NASCAR would have black flagged him. Genuinely. Now, can I, like, argue that factually? No, but that's what I genuinely believe. Had he been in a pack racing, he would have been penalized.
Didn't there used to be a rule, though, like if you caused a caution with your debris, you got sent to the back?
Yeah, I mean, Chase started that in the very back because when he pitted, they had a whole lot of work to do on his car. So I mean, regardless of if NASCAR would have enforced that, we don't know because he was going to start in the back anyway because they spent probably about a minute on pit road under that yellow beating his fender in so they could put the right rear tire on.
I mean, at least do a better job at taping the thing. I mean, my gosh. That wasn't
okay, but let's be honest, though. At the same time as a team, they kind of knew the position they were in. I feel like they maybe didn't secure the tape as like firmly or like taped it up as well as they could have. Right? Let's be honest. We're in that position as tape placers. Chances are you're probably not going to tape it up too well because you know that you're probably going to need a caution.
I'm still stuck on the fact that a Chase Elliott fan got so mad at Kevin Harvick that he said, I hope he gets molested.
His son.
They said Keelan? Oh,
yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucked up. They deserve bad things.
Exactly. That's why I can't like the guy. It's just like Dale Jr.'s fan base.
That's fucked.
I'm sorry, but when you have, I understand that every fan base has that one guy that says that, but when it comes to the Chase Elliott fans, it's just a majority. Like it's outnumbered compared to other fan bases.
Is it, or do those fans stand out more?
No, because NASCAR doesn't really show that side of them. I mean, the closest we got to that today was that fucker that jumped on Rutledge Woods' camera. And I witnessed Rutledge literally look at him and say, fuck off. I don't know what that guy said. Pissed Rutt
I'm
off.
sure he tried to scream, let's go, Brandon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Well, regardless of Chase fans, I would like to think that I am in the good percentage. I won't say majority.
Just please stay that way. I mean, if Chase Elliott fans were like you, Cody, and like a couple of other people I know on Twitter, we'd be much better off. But
I agree. Same with you and your Kyle Busch minions. Because I've met way more bad Kyle Busch fans than good ones. So I hold the same perception that you do.
Okay, well, I don't like the guy that
tried to fight me.
Yes, okay. I will admit that. But, you see, I had no problems with Chase Elliott fans until Darlington of last year.
I wonder why they all turned against you. I wonder why.
Well, here's my story.
They turned against you because your man turned into ours.
No, well, here's my story. So, I knew right away it was Kyle's fault, okay? So I'm like, you know what? I have no right to talk shit on this website, so I'm just going to log off, let y'all get pissed off, have a nice night. And here come the Chase Elliott fans for no reason at all, screaming, hey, F you, F your driver, roll tide. Well, I acted like it's my fault. And That's the thing,
Shouldn't Chase Elliott fans by majority be like Bulldog fans?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, Alabama and Georgia both.
You can't be both, though. I feel like Chase Elliott fan, because Chase is a Georgia guy. So if you're a real Chase Elliott fan, you'll pull for the new #1 team in the nation.
Well, Alabama's most of Alabama's fans are all bandwagon jumpers, so I'm sure some of them were former Georgia fans, now they're Alabama fans. So
they wanted to know what a win tasted like.
Yeah. He lost an unranked team.
Yeah.
An unranked fake ass ROTC school.
I do got something to bring up though. Roush is back, baby.
Oh
Chris Buescher got a third place finish.
Hell yeah, Chris Buescher pushed everybody out of his way to win.
But guess what? He got that fucking finish. That's all that matters. Chris Buescher, Roush is back. I'm telling you.
Where was Newman? Oh, he was in the wall.
Spin around in the grass. I don't know. I didn't really see much of him.
Rick Racing's new star.
But yeah, old Buescher. And Reddick ran well today. I feel like Byron had the best car. I genuinely do.
Yeah, until he got screwed.
By two people.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Reddick got into it, and then
so where are we at on that?
I feel like it was more like a racing thing. I mean, Byron gave that shove to him. Reddick gave that shove back to him. Now, do I think it was the right place to shove a playoff contender? No, because it made him miss the turn. He had to stop. Which, by the way, he never came to a complete stop. NASCAR said it was good, which I did think was bullshit because if you're going to hold everybody to that same standard, you need to. But he just came to a roll and then a slow roll and then got right back into the gas. But
I do disagree to a sense, though, with forcing a driver who is like clearly forced through a turn area.
Yep.
And when I say clearly forced, not just like rubbing beside of somebody and just like veering off to cut the. Yeah, I think that there needs to be like clear contact to where that person is cleared to like continue.
The thing is, they fucked it up though because of what happened to Briscoe at Indy. Because Briscoe, he was forced out of line. He joined back.
But I mean that rule doesn't stand anyway. I think it needs to. If it is
does.
Clear contact.
I agree.
Because I mean, if I'm a Michael McDowell, an Anthony Alfredo, a Joey Hand, Cody Ware, Josh Bilicki, if I found myself up front late into the race because of strategy somehow, which is fairly easy to pull off at road courses right now, why would I not push a Kyle Larson off the track and punish him? And then the next guy who tries to pass me, why would I not like just use NASCAR heat logic with my racing, right? Why not push them down pit road? So I think that would benefit the competitive drivers a little bit more. But I do think that William Byron immediately was karma'd. So I mean, I hate to see it happen, a non-playoff guy pushing a playoff guy into just a really bad spot. But Byron did try to send Reddick just as well.
See, I didn't see that, honestly.
It was literally 3 turns before. Byron tried to move Reddick, and Reddick somehow kept himself stable.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a racing incident. Obviously, they had a conversation after the race. Bubba and the MTJ had a conversation after the race.
I have no idea why.
I don't either.
No clue. Who knows?
So I guess, yeah. To explain, to shorten. Well, I guess we got to rewind a little bit because we didn't even cover Harvick missing the playoffs.
Harvick, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, I thought we did. No, I mean, yeah.
No, we didn't even talk about it yet.
Well, he hit the wall. Yeah, he missed the playoffs.
I mean, Chase hit the intimidate button on him. I don't know what else to say.
Harvick, that was just so embarrassing. I was this close to buying a Harvick shirt for a wrecked Chase Elliott, and then he disappointed me just like that.
He let him get in his head.
Chase genuinely was in his head.
Yeah, I agree.
He was waiting on him. You guys know that. He was slow down on purpose,
for sure.
waiting on him. Everyone knows that.
So I mean, Harvick did it last week too, or no. It was Vegas where Harvick did it.
Oh yeah,
Harvick
you can't
started.
do that Talladega, man.
Yeah, no. Harvick slowed down, and then Chase just immediately got by him. I think Harvick should have just kept running his race because Brad Keselowski is not really a great road course racer. And it was Harvick versus Keselowski. And at some point, under pressure, Brad would have sent himself into a wall. Brad this season just has not been the least bit of a road course guy.
And dude, Kevin Harvick can we talk about how he was 2 points ahead?
Yeah.
Before that incident. He was fine. All you had to do was just stay in his lane, keep passing cars. And
Big Daddy Good is right though. He was looking in his rearview mirror and he wasn't looking out.
He really was.
I think you're back. You're back.
Okay, yeah.
He was looking out of his rearview mirror all the way up until pretty much it was too late. That's why he locked it up. He wasn't paying attention to what the turn coming up.
And so I think Harvick would have saved it, but Chris Bell also nudged him a little bit forward too.
Yeah, it is what it is. Harvick's out. Speaking of Chris Bell, he's out.
So Jacob, you're the first one eliminated.
I am.
He's been your. I mean, I guess going into the season, it wasn't a dark horse, but for the entire season thus far, Harvick's been your dark horse champion.
He has. And I feel like that he had a chance to get in. In all reality, if Harvick hadn't wrecked, he would have been in and Brad would have been out. But Harvick made a mistake. He let Chase get in his head. He hit the wall. So, yeah, Harvick is out. Christopher Bell's out. Alex Bowman's out. And William Byron's out. So, half the Hendrick stable is out, a Joe Gibbs driver, and a Stewart-Haas. There are no Stewart-Haas drivers in the playoffs anymore. I'm going to say this, though. I don't think the Chase Harvick thing is done.
No.
After that face he made in the interview.
I know. They say, so is it done? No.
It's not done. No. They were trying to calm it down on the announcement stable, and they were like, I think it's over. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Well, and see, so I was texting our good friend Dakota during all of this. I'm the Chase guy. He's the Harvick guy. Of course, I have to immediately try to build a bridge back, right? Because it burned down. And I was like, I hope that they both make it. And he was like, I agree. And I was like, because if they both make it,
it's still
the odd man out is going to just absolutely fucking end Chase's chances. Odds are Harvick will wreck Chase the next 3 races.
Martinsville.
Had they both made it, that maybe wouldn't be the case, right? Because they would be like, we got to get in. Like just worrying about themselves. But now that Chase is in, Harvick is out, Harvick has nothing to lose going forward.
Matt Kins chasing Matt Kins in 2015.
Yeah.
So I actually want to play a clip real quick. I don't know if y'all will be able to listen, but this was Kyle Busch's comments on Kevin Harvick after the race is over. I'll try to keep the mic open so you can listen.
The 4 was out running over everybody. He didn't make very many friends out there today. So, that just kind of goes to show what you got to do in these races. And it doesn't matter whose feelings you hurt and what's going to come back on you next week. We saw it with me last year. The 4 dumped me at Martinsville, So, can't say that I've been guilty of that yet. But, there's some dirty dudes out there.
You know what blows my mind the most out of that? Kyle Busch did not tell a single fib. He has never ruined anybody's championship chances.
No.
Kyle Busch has never just inexplicably dumped somebody late into the playoffs before.
Can I be fair with you? Ron Hornaday 2011.
Okay, I'm talking that one's actually incredibly fair. But I guess I was just I guess I was just thinking more or less Cup Series.
Well, Cup Series, no, but Cup Series, yeah.
He did. He ruined his year.
I had to say that before everybody came to corrected me. So
okay, I respect that. I wasn't even thinking about that one.
Okay, well,
Yeah, so in the Cup, I'll rephrase. In the Cup Series, Kyle Busch has never been that guy. And let's be honest, Kevin Harvick almost, in my opinion, unjustly ruined Chase's championship hopes. Because what happened at Bristol happened a month ago, right? If Harvick would have retaliated on Chase at Las Vegas, you shrug your shoulders and it is what it is. But I think holding on to it until like this moment at that point in the race, I definitely think that Harvick could have benefited a lot more by not doing what he did.
Well, I knew it was coming at the Roval because I talked about this in my Dega Infield Trailer Park Boys group chat. You guys know who you are if you're watching. And they were talking about if Harvick was going to dump Chase Elliott back for Bristol. And we all knew it was going to come at the Roval. Obviously, you can't do it at Talladega. Vegas would be but at the Roval, he wanted to do it where Chase was in a position where he could have gotten eliminated. After stage 2, Chase was only in by like 1 point or out by 1 point. So that was pretty much Kevin Harvick's only opportunity to get the job done pretty much.
So do you think Harvick's main goal, instead of just being like, I'll show him, was I'm just going to eliminate him from the playoffs?
I think so.
I
think so as well. I think also too, it didn't help that he was like right above the cut line at one point, and Harvick's looking in. So yeah.
So do you think it was entirely premeditated today, or do you think it just came down to Chase being like the next guy up?
100%, because Custer didn't just accidentally run into him. That was something that was cooked up.
They held a
I
special
think it would have
meeting.
I think it would have been the same situation if the 14 or the 10 would have been in the exact same spot as the 41. Somebody was running into that 9 car after Harvick dumped him.
And at first I thought it was Cole Custer that hit him, but oh wow.
But yeah, Kyle Larson won.
Again.
Woo!
It's Kyle Larson's world and we are living in it.
Amen, brother.
His 7th win this season.
Kyle Larson is driving to a championship right now. We have 2 intermediates, Martinsville and Phoenix. The odds of Kyle Larson winning 2 of the next 4 races, I feel like, are incredibly high.
I think he's a champion.
I will say, though, there was a guy up there who everybody talked about a lot in the start of the season, disappointed throughout the entire season, and then started talking about him again. Denny Hamlin ran very well today, and it is being like underrated how well Denny ran today.
Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson will be your champion. One of those 2.
There was one point where they were racing side by side, and eventually Larson did take him over. But I was like, this is the championship race right here. Like, let's be honest.
It's crazy now, too, because I would have never thought that all 3 Penske guys would have been in the round of 8. Like, I did not think that was going to happen.
No.
Now they're all now you have Joey and Brad and Blaney, but mostly what I'm talking about is Joey and Brad, who we know does not give a shit to knock somebody around to get into the next round.
But also, though, I feel like Blaney has genuinely emerged as the true dark horse.
100%. He's the one that I feel like he'll be in the Final 4.
I mean, out of the last, 3 or 4 intermediates we've ran, how many has Blaney had top 5s and wins in?
A few, because I mean he's won. He's got the most wins in the Penske stable. I mean, Joey and Brad both have only got 1 win each.
And Joey's wasn't even on solid ground.
Yeah, it was dirt. And Blaney has 3, so Blaney's looking like the favorite. But the thing is, with that 12 team,
Parv did.
Jacob did too, I think.
I did as well. The thing is with Blaney, is that 12 team has got to get through the round of 8. This is that round that they have not gotten past yet because of pit road mistakes.
But I feel like this is where we're going to see Hendrick and Penske just like swinging, right? We're going to intermediates.
Oh, yeah.
Blaney does run good at Kansas. So
100%. Yeah.
Well, and I think another thing that is being like not necessarily focused on as much you have a lot of competitive guys who were just eliminated in this round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would have thought that? I mean, I guess based on like notoriety, it would have been assumed, but based on stats, who would have thought that William Byron would have been out in the round of 8?
I wouldn't have thought that.
Because he has had
A
a
consistent season.
incredibly consistent. So he's usually one of those guys who would sneak in and be in contention for the championship for. We know that William Byron's going to go out there next week and compete. We know that Alex Bowman's going to go out there and compete next week. SHR, all playoffs, has been incredibly competitive, top 5 runs. And Chris Bell, not so much, in all fairness. But I think that we had 3 incredibly competitive guys who could go out there and win next weekend.
And the craziest thing is, too, all right, we do have 2 intermediates kind of. We have Texas and we have Kansas. But then we have Martinsville. Who's good at Martinsville? Martin Truex Jr., good at Martinsville. Joey Logano, good at Martinsville. Brad Keselowski, good at Martinsville. These guys that, we probably wouldn't see get in the Final Four could punch their ticket to get into the Final Four. Screw someone else out of their 4th spot and make it in. Now, will they still be a championship contender at Phoenix? We don't know. Look back at 2018 when Joey Logano punched his ticket in at Martinsville, passed Truex, and beat him at Homestead. I mean, Joey had a great season that season, but it wasn't anywhere compared to the 78 season or anybody like that. All you have to have is that one good setup at Phoenix and get yourself in. So it's going to be hard to tell who's going to make their way in. I have a feeling that there's going to be someone out of the box win at Martinsville.
I don't hate that.
I think that's what we'll see. I think Martinsville, honestly, like my gut is telling me that this is going to be the most like drama-filled Martinsville race.
It's going to be
crazy.
And
I'm so excited that I'm going to be just sitting there watching that in person. So excited.
Dude, if Bristol and Roval, both elimination races this season, have been kick-ass, I don't see how Martinsville will start.
Dude, imagine how, like, for the championship, right? Like, you have 8 different guys who are willing to just, like, run through cars. Like, they're going to do this the way we did NASCAR 2005 at Martinsville, where we just, like, drove through the grass and just, like, banged cars out of our ways to gain position.
Whoever put Martinsville as a cutoff race for the championship 4 was a brilliant idea.
They deserve a raise.
Yes.
And same for Bristol, too.
I do not hate the Bristol cutoff race at all.
Me neither. I think it's great.
Me and my dad, every year we went to the Bristol night race, he always kept telling me, I want to see this as a playoff race. I want to see this as a all-star race. And we got both. How about that?
Incredible.
The all-star race was a disaster. I'll sit there and say that from someone who went.
If I was there too, if there would have been 100 more laps, it would have been better, but...
Yeah, they didn't have any time.
Who won that?
Oh, my God.
Hey, boys, speaking of, let's move on to Texas. Speaking of Texas, we got Xfinity Series and Cup Series this weekend.
And with no propane tank on the garage.
Switching the hat. I like the hat.
Thanks.
So we got an Xfinity Series race at Texas. Alex Bowman? Okay.
Watch it be Harvick.
Honestly, I like that take. And that was kind of what I insinuated a second ago. There's a lot of really competitive guys who are out right now.
Alex Bowman disappointed me this season. I thought for sure he was a round of 8 contender.
I think a lot of people forget that Alex Bowman has 3 wins this season.
One of them was kind of based off luck, let's be honest. But the other 2 races, I mean, he won on pit strategy. I know a W's a W. I won't take that away, but
I'm going to give my Xfinity pick right now. We talked about it a second ago. Daniel Hemrick's going to get his first win at Texas. Boom. It's coming.
We're going to an intermediate, and we're in the time of need in the Xfinity Series. You know what Texas does have? A higher groove that you can run. And that is exactly why Noah Gragson wins at Texas this weekend.
I don't hate that pick.
I'm going to stay with you. So I won't be watching the Xfinity race. I'll be watching Tennessee, hopefully being the Old Piss Rebels Saturday night. But
It's gonna be a tough game.
well, last year for the Xfinity Series Fall Race in Texas, I was at the Tennessee Alabama game, and I saw Noah Gragson choked it on the final turn, which is very unfortunate. But I think this year turns around for him.
Shout out Lane Kiffin.
Oh, he's gonna get a warm welcome home to Neyland Stadium. This
Dude,
Saturday
honestly,
night.
I think he'll be cheered.
No. I mean, Tennessee fans wanted him back for some odd reason. I'm like, do you guys realize he's the man that started all this?
He ruined the next like 10 years of our football program.
Tennessee fans make no sense to me at all.
So we got 2 Graxons and a Hemrick. Okay. Cup Series. We got underdogs. We got cup drivers. Who do we think's going to win?
I'll go first. Underdog ran really great today. We have a higher line that you can run. Tyler Reddick is going to be a force to be reckoned with at Texas. I agree with 0-3 the King in saying that we will have somebody outside of the playoffs win at Texas. And this is a weird prediction for me. I think this might be my first one of the year for this guy. I think that we're going to see another 1-2 RCR finish. I think that Austin Dillon is going to go out there and win Sunday.
Whoa.
I know.
Cooper just shit himself.
In Las Vegas, Nevada.
Dalton, you going or am I going?
You go first. I'll go last.
All right.
I'll say the best for last.
Texas Motor Speedway. It's a track where things happen. I don't really know what to say. So I'm going to give my underdog first. My underdog for Texas Motor Speedway is going to be none other than Kurt fucking Busch.
Okay.
Kurt Busch is going to have a great day at Texas. He's out of the playoffs. I think he wants to get one more win for Ganassi. You know, I feel like he's the front runner in that category. My Cup Series driver, who I think is going to win the race. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm getting ready to say this. Chase Elliott is going to win Texas Motor Speedway. He doesn't want to find himself in a hole. He wants to be in the Final Four. He's going to be a front contender for Texas. He's good there. That's all I can say. Because he knows.
Hey, I like that pick.
He knows if he gets to Martinsville and he has not won a race, he is in jeopardy.
Big jeopardy. Hey, I do want to throw a name that kind of just like hit me in my pit of my stomach. When you say Kurt Busch, I'm just going to say the name. Ross Chastain.
Ross Chastain. Be another good one. I think Chip's got one more win this season, but we'll have to see. Dalton, who you got, buddy, for Texas?
I'm going to get my underdog out of the way real quick. I'm going to go with Kevin Harvick because he has won a lot here in Texas.
That'd be a slap in the face.
And he'd be to Harvick Nation. So let's get to my winner, boys, shall we? So, Texas Motor Speedway. It's one of the worst tracks on the schedule. I hate going there. It's always a boring race. Eddie Gossage completely ruined the whole thing. Really unfortunate that the propane tank didn't explode the whole track.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You
were the one that screamed fuck you with that woman.
600 people dead at Texas Motor Speedway after propane tank explosion.
Nobody died. It's fine. As long as nobody died, that's the most important thing.
Okay.
Now, anyway, Texas Motor Speedway. I hate that track so much. It provides one of the worst racings of the whole season, no matter what package you put it on, because it's so ruined. But this track did bring me happiness last year in one of my darkest years. And we weren't even in the playoffs anymore at this point. The mile-and-a-half program that the 18 team has used this season has been very stout. 10th at Homestead, Miami, top 5 everywhere else. Going back-to-back, KFB Kyle Busch in that beautiful interstate green Toyota Camry.
I think that's the first time on the show that you've picked Kyle to win, actually.
No, I picked him at Pocono, and he actually won.
Oh, did you pick him?
Yes.
Oh.
The week before,
Dude, your memory is absolutely incredible compared to mine.
The week you put me on, the week before I became an official guest was when I picked him for Sunday. I had a sub for you, I guess. And I picked him to win on Sunday, and sure enough.
W. Okay.
Double fucking.
I'll acknowledge it. I think I've only picked 2 or 3 this season. Xfinity and trucks, like I've been hot in those though.
Yep. Byron was my pick for this weekend. We didn't have a show, but Byron was my pick. And I said that on Chairgating. And at one point, my pick and my underdog were running 1-2. And that was the most terrifying moment of my life.
My underdog was Tyler Reddick.
Who was mine?
You just said it.
You said William Byron, bro.
No, my pick was William Byron.
Oh, your underdog? I don't remember who your underdog was.
Come on.
I don't remember. Anyways.
No kidding. I am a big argue kind of guy, but if Dalton gives me a date on something, I do not question it at all. I'm like, yes, sir, you're right.
Yep, he knows. Dalton's the man. Well, I guess that's an episode. We're finally back. We're going to be consistent. If you're watching this episode right now, Jacob finally got his shit together and is getting the episodes.
It only took
on
3
Spotify.
months.
It only took 3 months, but hey, guess what? We're getting episodes on Spotify. Go check them out. They're going to be uploaded by tomorrow, all of them, including this episode. It's going to be fantastic.
Finally, I can listen to them at work every day now.
Is it going to be weird hearing yourself consistently talk?
I'm used to it now.
Really?
I used to hate it.
When I hear my own voice, I'm like, ugh.
I used to cringe, but when I started getting invited on every damn episode of every podcast, I just got so used to it. Now I want to go back to see what I said, what I got wrong, what I got right. What can I improve on for the next episode? And again, like before y'all, like it's in the spring after the Bristol Dirt Race, I started listening to y'all religiously at work every day.
Isn't it crazy how the
and it got me through my work day.
That's crazy how the wind blows.
It is.
Now you have to listen to yourself talk on here.
It's not bad. I was waiting for y'all to put up Spotify because I'm like, where are my episodes at? So
trust me, I was waiting too. I've been waiting too.
I know. I've been the worst.
I have a podcast schedule every week at work. So I basically work all by myself. So I get to listen to music as long as I'm working, of course. It's Left Turn Cold on Monday, Chairgating on Monday as well. Or actually, no, Chairgating's Tuesday after Door Bumper Clear, because that's when Chairgating moved to Monday, I guess. Wednesday's Dale Jr. Download, along with stuff. Actually, no, excuse me. It was shout out to my boys at Ford Fuel and the Loose Lugs podcast. I listen to them on Wednesdays as well. Thursdays is the Fan Fuel that I was on about 2 months ago. Shout out to you boys. And then Friday is Chairgating again, and there's one more, but I can't remember what it was. Stock Car Spectacle. Shout out to my boys.
You only listen to us 1 day a week, but Chairgating 2.
They put out 2 episodes a week, bro.
Hey, we used to back in the day.
We're done with that.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, no, to be fair, I repeat. Like, I have your episodes on repeat.
Oh, you run us back to back?
They're like old episodes that I like to listen to every day.
Well, I mean, that's fair. Listen, if you watch us, you're supporting yourself. So.
Like Ted Richmond episode.
Basically, what I'm saying is you've got to cut Chairgating back to 1 day a week and then just double up on us.
Well, I'm gonna be back on there soon, so I gotta give him something.
God, Dakota in his pool.
Love Dakota. What a man.
Dakota's a dick, but I love him.
Dakota is a hell of a man. I love him.
Great man.
Him and Coop are so alike. It's not even funny.
I don't see that at all.
No.
I've heard it before. I don't see it.
Dakota and Cooper are the same person in the group chat, but in person they're a whole different story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Cooper. One good time.
Hope he's having fun in Vegas.
Dakota is a lot more manageable.
I hope he's having,
Yes.
I hope he's having fun on them stripper poles in Vegas right now.
Yeah, he got flown out there just to strip. So I mean, good for him, you know.
Good for him, honestly. It's a great career achievement. Hope to have him back on the show next week.
The night he flew out, I bought that Dave Portnoy pizza, which you also try. It's actually not bad.
I'm actually, it's weird, but I was planning on trying it tomorrow.
Do it. I want an honest to God review. I gave it an 8.3.
8.3? That's
Yeah.
big. That's a big rating for any pizza. I'm gonna be honest. I still got to get you some Italian Village too.
Oh, I am coming to Johnson City this weekend. So
You are.
That's true.
I got all day Saturday until 4 o'clock before I head to Knoxville.
Saturday, like 11, 12. We'll link up and I'll take you to Italian Village.
Okay.
Fuck
It's
me.
got to happen. You can come too, Jay. I
No,
wasn't just
fuck
making
me.
that plan. Yeah. This is a Cody Dalton date.
That's fair.
No,
I had you
you're
for
more than
Dega.
welcome to
He
come
can-
too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did
Appreciate
have him. You did have him longer than I did at Dega.
it. Yeah.
Because I was back at the campsite
You
because
were
I got
trapped.
kicked out. I got kicked out of the bully.
Got kicked out of that bully. You didn't get to come back in, which sucked. I wish Cody would have got to come back in.
Once you leave the
But-
boulevard, you ain't coming back.
Amen.
But I'm gonna let since Cody's fucking driver won this weekend. I think it's only fair if Cody takes us out.
Last
last
weekend,
weekend,
I'm
last
not a
weekend.
Larson fan.
Yeah.
It has been the LTC from East Tennessee. Once again, we were coming to you live from our mother's basements. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. We got Texas next weekend. We just had the Charlotte Roval. It's been me, Cody, your host with the absolute most.
JKL.
Dalton Ratty Bush with Heidi Good, sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Dalton is sloshed.
Just like the boulevard.
Hey, man, brother. Thanks for tuning in. 'Twas fun. Always a pleasure. Glad to be back. I've missed it.